This is Foundry Virtual Tabletop, exciting new software that empowers gamers, storytellers, and artists to craft immersive role-playing experiences in a shared virtual space with their friends. Foundry VTT is under active development and is entering its first stage of alpha testing towards the end of this month. This software supports core tabletop features like dynamic lighting, field of vision, fog of war, collision detection, interactive character sheets, data compendiums, rich notes, dice rolling macros, card decks, and more. Foundry VTT innovates by offering these features within a high-performance framework, built using modern web technologies with an intuitive user interface which is easy to use and understand. Foundry VTT is self-hosted, which allows creators and game masters to be the owners of their own content. The session host runs a standalone application which supports Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Foundry VTT can also be hosted as a dedicated Linux server for remote game mastering or creating persistent worlds which are always online. Players can connect to the host directly through a web browser. Foundry VTT will have no subscription fee, no feature gating, and no dependency on third-party services or DRM, and only the session host has to buy the software. Players can connect for free. Foundry VTT is designed to be developer-friendly, promoting community development of mods which define entire game systems or extend those systems with additional assets, tools, or UI elements. The core application is system agnostic, providing the tools and APIs to implement almost any tabletop game. My name is Andrew, the developer of Foundry VTT, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through the major features and design ideas of the program. The creation process in Foundry VTT begins with creating a world, a collection of data, artwork, audio, or other assets which are stored on your own computer and managed using your native file system. Each world is built on top of an underlying game system, a set of rules and data structures which govern how gameplay functions within the world. Currently, the pre-alpha build for Foundry VTT has built-in support for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, but mod developers within the community are already hard at work laying the foundation for other systems like Pathfinder or Dungeon Worlds. Each world can manage its list of players, assigning permissions levels and an optional access key to each. Once the basic world setup is complete, we can launch the game session and log in as our game master, Matt, to begin creating content. Our new world starts out empty, a clean slate upon which to build. So let's start with a world map. As the GM user, we can create and configure scenes. Think of a scene as a setting within the world that you plan to explore. Scenes can be massive, world maps, or elaborate dungeon crawls, or simple, buildings or small towns. In this example, I'm going to create the region of Ederfast, using the beautiful map drawn by Keora from Blue Sword Games on Patreon. I can configure the image file of the map itself, background and grid properties, as well as visibility levels for the scene. I'll add this map to the navigation bar at the top and make it available to all players. For every scene, you can create richly detailed notes which outline all the major places, people, encounters, and more which may be found in that location. With a scene created, all we need to use it as a virtual tabletop is a token. So let's create a caravan icon to denote the group's location as they explore Ederfast. The tabletop provides all the basic tools for token movement, measurement, visibility, collision, status effect tracking, and more. But it's up to you, as the game master, to create the content your players will experience. The game master can apply field of vision limitations to each token. From the player's perspective, we can explore the region of Ederfast, with visibility limited to what our caravan token can see in its immediate vicinity, preserving the mystery of what greater secrets the region may hold. Fog of War tracks our exploration progress, showing the areas which our caravan has previously visited, but that are now outside of our current visible range. There is far more that we can do to bring scenes to life. Let's go to an indoor scene, a rustic tavern where we can create actors, which are either player or non-player characters that will populate the area. In this example, our newly created actors automatically have character sheets and attributes that belong to the D&D 5e system, because that was the game system upon which we built this particular world. Game systems can define custom data structures and user interfaces that are appropriate for the needs of the system. While configuring an indoor scene, we can set up walls and doors which control the visibility and mobility which players will experience within the scene. Creating walls in Foundry VTT is incredibly easy, just drag and drop. Holding the control button allows walls to easily be chained together, and existing walls can be repositioned or deleted individually, making setting up your dynamic lighting an absolute breeze. Foundry VTT also supports multiple wall types. Basic walls block vision and movement, but we also can add invisible walls which trigger collision but allow your players to see past them. This is great for buildings and city maps, or geographical features like cliffs or canyons. Foundry Virtual Tabletop also supports doors and secret doors, which bring further immersiveness and interactivity to a scene. Doors can be opened by your players unless they are locked by the Game Master, but secret doors are hidden from players until the GM opens them. Let's fast forward to a point where we've populated our tavern. I've used the beautiful set of commoner tokens created by Forgotten Adventures on Patreon to populate the tavern with a bunch of interesting patrons. To allow a player to connect and explore the scene, we need to assign the player permission over an actor and place that actor's token somewhere within the scene. In this case, I've given Ashley ownership over the actor named Dart and placed Dart's token outside the tavern. I've given Dart a visibility limit of 60 feet and associated the token data with his character sheet, meaning everything will stay in sync. When Ashley connects to the world, she will immediately be prompted to choose the character that she wants to control during the session. In this case, she only has rights to select Dart, but players can have permissions to control multiple actors if you want. Ashley can open the door to the tavern herself and explore the area. Players can send chat messages, either in character or out of character, and the game system provides ways to easily automate dice rolls and checks that are relevant for the game system. Let's try and persuade the bartender to give us a free drink, maybe with disadvantage. Dice rolls are posted to chat, and hovering over the components of a rolled formula will show tooltip information about exactly what was rolled. The dice rolling system supports a lot of common options like reroll conditions, keeping the best or worst results, exploding dice, or success condition dice. You'll even be able to define customizable roll tables for even greater control. As a game master and world creator, you have even more tools at your disposal to populate and enrich the scenes that you create for your players. Foundry Virtual Tabletop has a built-in feature-rich editing system that allows you to create beautiful and well-organized documents to help organize your session. In addition to a full set of HTML editing features, Foundry VTT will allow you to reference actors, scenes, items, or even encounters in your notes, helping you to always stay organized and one step ahead of your party. Notice that as the party explores the sewer area, the visibility of other tokens and door controls alters automatically. Foundry VTT's dynamic lighting and field of vision systems perform well, even on very large maps with over 1,000 wall segments. Further improvements to the lighting system will include ambient lighting, which allows for placeable light sources, or light sources which are attached directly to tokens. As the Game Master, you can ambush your party by easily toggling the visibility state of tokens. This provides an easy user experience during the session without needing to worry about moving things back and forth between different layers. Here, the Game Master ambushes the party in the sewers with 3 carrion crawlers. When a combat encounter starts, players are able to add themselves to the tracker and roll initiative, cutting the Game Master's work in half. The GM can add or remove any token from a combat encounter by clicking the small combat icon on the token's controls. The combat tracker is sorted automatically, and the GM can easily control the progression of turns and rounds. Foundry Virtual Tabletop also supports audio playlists for managing music, ambient audio, or sound effects to bring extra depth to gameplay and scenes. Also, while not added yet, Foundry Virtual Tabletop will support a set of weather and lighting effects that allow you to overlay and filter the appearance of your scene in response to evolving environmental conditions. To help stay organized during combat, you can toggle a set of status effect icons which designate whether tokens benefit from or are afflicted by some condition. The set of icons which is available within the status effects selector is customizable by mods. As you can see, Foundry Virtual Tabletop already boasts a lot of really great features, but it's worth reminding everyone that this video is recorded using a pre-alpha build, which is not yet feature complete, so there's still lots of great additions yet to come. The ongoing development of Foundry Virtual Tabletop will be largely driven by the community. I have a core set of design principles and key features in mind, but beyond that, my objective is to empower modders and community creators to develop and share their work. Foundry VTT has an open and well-documented client-side JavaScript API. Mods can include scripts to render new UI elements, modify or customize existing data structures, provide new hotkeys or chat commands, or do way more that I'm sure I can't even imagine. It's not just modders who will have the ability to share their work. Creators and game masters will be able to package and distribute entire worlds to allow others to experience the painstakingly crafted campaign settings, which so many of us love to spend hundreds, if not thousands, of hours creating. Hopefully I've sold you on the project by now, so let me share where you can find more information. Please visit foundryvtt.com for project documentation, details, and FAQs. Visit patreon.com/foundryvtt for development blogs and progress updates. Lastly, check out FoundryNet on Twitter and YouTube. A brief note about business model. Foundry VTT will be sold for a flat price per license. Remember, only the Game Master needs to buy the license. Your players can connect for free. I'd like to also talk about how you can support the project or get involved during the testing phases. The biggest thing you can do to help right now is to share this project with your friends who love tabletop games. Please share this video, spread the word, and allow me to say in advance, thanks to the community for your enthusiasm and support. I'm really excited to continue building this software, collaborating with community modders, and seeing the beautiful worlds that game masters will craft. We're in a really exciting moment in time for the role-playing and gaming community, where storytellers, software developers, artists, actors, and online communities are all coming together to create amazing collaborative storytelling experiences, and I really hope Foundry Virtual Tabletop can be a part of that experience for you and your group. Please check it out at foundryvtt.com and patreon.com/foundryvtt. Cheers and happy gaming.